To my channel. Here we are going to be working on this problem. I'm going to read the question, then we go on and solve the question. Though it's a question that I've solved before, but when I solved it, I didn't make use of the a particular skill given. But here we are going to make use of the skill to solve this problem. And let me read the question, and then we know what to do next after I've read the question. As we have here that figure 1 shows the incomplete views of intersecting square prisms P and Q of sides 30 and 20 respectively. Then here we ask that we should use a scale of 2:1. Roman figure 1 of the question says copy the given views. Roman figure 2 says complete the two views. Roman figure 3 says develop part Q using XX as the sim. Okay, so that is the question as we have here. As I said, that is a question that I've solved before, but I didn't make use of the scale given. And looking at what we have here, let's talk about the dimensions of this object, as we are given the question here that for the square part of these two intersecting prisms, so we have the length of side of this big square to be 30, and that of this small part here, so a square that we are going to draw here, the length of side is 20 millimeters. So, and then the height of this vertical prism is 50, and the length of this intersecting prism is 35. And then so we have distance from here to this point here to be 8 millimeters. So we are going to multiply each of these dimensions by 2, as we are given the scale 2:1. So we have to multiply each of them by 2, except the angle at which this square prism is to the vertical square prism. So the angle still remains 30. So that one is not changing. Alright, so let's go and do this work. The first thing that we are going to do is to draw this square that we have here. For us to draw this square, we have to multiply the length of side of this square by 2. That means we have 2 times 30, and that will give us 60 millimeters. Okay, but for us to construct a square like this, so when we are given the length of side, so we need to calculate the length of diagonal of the square. That means the length from here to here, or from here to here. So we need to calculate it, so which I have done already. So by calculating the length of diagonal of the square, so I have it by, you have to make use of Pythagoras theorem. So I have it to be the square root of that. That means we have what? We have 60 square plus 60 square, square root of 60 square plus 60 square, and that will give us square root of 7,200. Square root of 7,200 gives us 84.8, but you are not to approximate, so you leave it at 84. So that 84 is the length of diagonal of this square. Then you now divide that 84 divided by 2, which will give us 42. So it is that 42 that we are going to use to do the construction of the square. So let's start by drawing a center line. So we are going to draw a vertical center line. Alright, so we have the vertical center line here, so this is not really feasible, and then I also want to extend it. Alright, so, and then we are going to draw a horizontal center line like this. So we need to extend to this side. Okay, then we are going to take a measurement of 42 millimeters on our ruler. So with the use of a compass, we can make use of compass, or we can just take it, but I'm going to make use of compass so that I can get everything at once. So 42 millimeters, so from 0 to 42. Okay, alright, so we have this to be 42 millimeters. So we put the point here at the point of intersection of the two center lines. So we make an arc here, so we make an arc here, so we make an arc here, and then we make an arc here. Okay, so we are going to number this point. This is 1, so this is 2 here, and then here is 3, and this is corner 4. So we are going to join this together. So we join 3 and 4 together like this. Okay, so and then we join 1 and 2. So we join them together, and then we join 1 and 4 together like this, and then we join 2 and 3 together. Alright, so we have formed the square. We take the measurement of this square, so this will give you 60 millimeters. So you can see it here now. So based on the calculation that, so as simple as I've done it here, so just follow my instruction. So next thing that we are going to do is to draw the vertical square prism, or the front elevation of the vertical square prism. So we come up a little bit, and then we are going to draw a horizontal line like this, and then so with the set square, so this corner, so we are going to draw a vertical line. So from this corner, so we draw a vertical line, so up like this. Okay, then so we come to this point here, so that is point 3. So we also draw a vertical line, so it goes up like this. Alright, so the next thing that we are going to do is that we take the height of the square prism, so the front elevation of the square prism. So as given in the question, it is 50 millimeters. We multiply 50 by 2, that will give us 100. So we take a measurement of 100 from this point on this center line. So this is 100 millimeters. So here we are going to draw horizontal line. So I'm going to make it a thick line at once. So we have this line drawn like this. Alright, so then so the next thing that we are going to do, as we have in the question, so so if you look at this line, so this line on this intersecting square prism, so it touches this point at a distance of 8 millimeters from the base here. Okay, so we multiply that 8 by 2, and that will give us 16. So we take a measurement of 16 millimeters. So this is 16 millimeters here. So here we have 16 millimeters. So then if you look at what we have there, so we have that line is inclined at an angle 30 degree to the horizontal. So you take your 30 degree set square, so like this, and then you have to draw a line. So draw a line in this direction, so with 30 degree set square, and the length of that line is 35. So 35 multiplied by 2, that will give us 70 millimeters. So you have to take a measurement of 70 millimeters on this line from here. So this is 70 millimeters. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do here, so is to draw a perpendicular line. So along this distance that we have taken, a line that will be at a right angle to this line. So that is what we have to do. So to do that, so since we have drawn this line with 30 degrees set square, we have to use 60 degree set square, so 60 degree side of the set square to draw the line. So that line will be at a right angle to this line. So just draw a center line like this. So this is going to be for the square part of the intersecting square prism. So what we need to do now is to calculate the length of diagonal of the square that we are going to have here. Okay, so the length of side given in the question is 20 millimeters. So multiply 20 by 2, that will give us 40. Then so by the time we calculate the length of diagonal, so I have it to be 56, approximately 56. So 56 by 2 will give us 28. So we have to take a measurement of 28 millimeters on the ruler, so with the compass, so 28 millimeters. So I'm going to take from here, so 28 millimeters. So this is 28 millimeters here. Okay, then I will put the pinpoint here at this point. Then I will make an arc on this line here. Okay, so I will keep that 28. I'll keep it somewhere here. So I'm going to draw a center line. So with 30 degrees set square, so I'm going to draw a center line. So through this point, so it goes like this. Alright, so we have this now. So I will now take that 28, so I will put it at this point. Then I will make an arc on this line and make an arc on this line. So we are not going to draw a complete square, so we just want to have just two sides is enough for us to do whatever we want to do here. So what we have to do now is that, so we are going to join this together. So we are not to draw this with a thick line, so because we just want to use it to get what we want to get. So so you draw this, okay. So we have two sides. So and the next thing that we are going to do is that, so with 30 degrees set square, so we are going to draw this line. So we make this line from this point, so we make it a thick line, okay. So make this a thick line, and then so coming here we are going to make this line, so make it a thick line, so from here to here like this, okay. And then so this line, so we also make it a thick line, so make it a thick line from here to here. And then so coming here, so this line will be a thick line from here to this point, and then this will also be a thick line from here to here. So the whole of this line will make it a thick line down, so from here down, so it's a thick line. And then so and then here, so we also make this line, so make it a thick line from here to here. Alright, so we have this now. So it is still an incomplete view as given in the question. So the next thing that we are going to do is that so I'm going to extend this line. So I also need to draw something like this. I need to draw it down here. So alright, so we just move away a little bit, so somewhere around here. So then I will draw the vertical center line like this, okay. So that same 28 that we used, so to get this done, so I'll put the pinpoint here. So I still have it as 28. I'll make an arc here, so make an arc here on this line and here on this line. Okay, so I'm going to join this together. So I'll join this together, so we need it. Okay, so we join this with this, and then we also join this together. Okay, so we have this. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to divide this line into a number of equal parts. So if okay, so we are going to divide into a number of equal parts, and this also will divide into a number of equal parts. And to do that, what I will just do is to come here, I will draw a line in this direction, and I will also extend this line like this. So this one, so I'm going to draw a horizontal line here. So whatever I do up there, I must do it down here. So we also extend this, okay. So now, so I will divide this into, so let me divide into something like into 4 equal parts. So I will just take 10 millimeters each, 2, so this is 3, and then we have 4. So I will do the same thing. So okay, I can just transfer this. So with the 60 degrees set square, so I will transfer this. So I'll just mark it here, and then so I will mark it here. So bringing it here, so here I will mark it here, okay. Then here also I will mark it. So I've transferred it. And down here I will do the same thing. So just take 30 millimeters. So so from here, so there's 10 millimeters. There is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you also need to divide this into 4 equal parts. So with my set square, so with the set square, so I'll just transfer these distances. So I'll transfer these distances. So transfer this here. So transfer this one here. So here I will transfer, and here I also transfer it here. Alright, so if you look at what we have here, so I divided this into 4 equal parts, and I've worked out something here behind the scene, and I've numbered from 0 to 4. So I will repeat the same thing that I did here. I will repeat it here, and you are going to see it. So what we just have to do is to join this last division, or join it with these points here, and we also join this together with this point. Alright, so we have this. Then with the set square being set along this line, okay, so we draw from here, and we move it, and we join this point together with this. Then we move this also, move it to this point, so we join this together, and then so we move from here, okay, so we join it with this. Alright, so we also set the set square along this line, support it with the ruler as you can see it here. We move to the next point, and then we draw this line, okay, so we move to this point, and then we draw this line, so we move to this point, and we draw this line. So I'm going to number now. If you look at numbering that I did here, I number from 0 to 4, so from 0 to 4 in this case now, so we are going to put 0 here, so you alternate the numbering. This is 0, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So you have to change the numbering. So this is 3, so this is 2, this is 1, and this is 0. So this is how to do it. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do now is that we are going to with the 30 degrees set square, so we come to this point 1 here, okay, so we draw a line, so into the prism, into the vertical prism, and from 2, so we draw a line into the vertical prism, and then from 3 we also draw a line into the vertical prism. So we come up here, so we do the same thing, so draw a line from 3 into the vertical prism, and from 2, so you come and draw a line into the vertical prism, so you come to this point, you also draw a line into the vertical prism. So we are done with that. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to so we come to this point here in the plan of this prism, so we draw horizontal line to touch this side of the square of the vertical prism, and then so from 1, so we also draw horizontal line, okay, so then from 2, so we draw horizontal line like this, then from 1, so we also draw horizontal line from here, then coming up here, this is 1, so draw horizontal line to touch the square of the vertical prism. So from 2, so we draw horizontal line to touch the square of the vertical prism. Then so from 3, so we draw horizontal line to touch the square of the vertical prism. Then from 4, so we have to draw horizontal line to touch the square of the vertical prism like this. Then next thing that we are going to do is that, so we take our set square, so from this point 0 here, this point we have to draw a vertical line down, so along this line, so not on this, so along this line here, okay, so we have to draw a vertical line from this point, 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 this point, this point, and this point. So let's quickly do that. So so here we draw a vertical line, so from here down, okay, then so we come to this point, so we draw a vertical line, then from this point, so we draw a vertical line. So we have to take it easy. So from this point we draw a vertical line, okay, so from this point we draw a vertical line, then from here we also draw a vertical line, so from this point we draw a vertical line, then also from here we draw a vertical line, and lastly, so from this point 0, so we draw a vertical line down. So what we want to use these vertical lines to do is that by the time we are looking at this object from the top down, so we are going to see the square hinge of this. So that square that we see here is what we want to produce here, okay. So all that we have to do now is that, so we look at the point of intersections of the numbering. So if you look at this one, this is 4. So where do we have 4? So 4 is at the center here. So just what? We have it. So 4 at the center, so it intersect at this point. And then, so they intersect at this point. So you follow the numbering. So I'm going to have what? I'm going to have 3 at this point. 3 intersecting 3. And we're going to have it on both sides. So we have it here and here. So 2, they intersect at this point. And we also have it at this point. So we also have it up here too. So we have 3 here. So we have 3 here. So we have 2 here. And then we have 2 here. So here we have what? We have 1. And then on this side we have 1 here. So just then here we have 0. Then here we also have 0. Then at this point we have what? We have 1 here. And then we have 1 here. So just follow me. So then the next thing that we are going to do is to join this together. So this is going to form a straight line. So we join this together like this. So it's a straight line to form a straight line. And then so we also have it as a straight line here. So all these points they form a straight line. And then so these points here, they also form a straight line like this. And here also, so these ones also form a straight line. So if you look at this one, this is not a square. So this shape is not a square. So it is a rhombus. It is a rhombus. So take note of that. So then we are going to make this line. So from this point here, so we make it a thick line from here to here. Okay. And then so we also make this a thick line from here to here. Alright, so we have completed the plan as you see it here. So let's go and work on the shape that we are going to get here at the line of intersection of the two solids. So how do we do that? So already, so we have this line 0, so intersecting this line 0 here. So they intersect at this point, and they also intersect at this point. So the next is for us to draw for 1. So for 1, so the 1 touch line 1 touches the square at this point. So we are going to draw a vertical line from here. So we draw a vertical line from this point. So so this line so intersects 1 at this point. Okay, and then it also intersects 1 at this point. Then for 2, so we have this point. So we draw a vertical line from here. So intersecting line 2 at this point, and it also intersects it here at this point. Then for 3, so we draw a vertical line from here. So intersecting, so it intersecting 3 at this point, and it also intersects 3 at this point here. So lastly, so we have what we have this point. So we draw a vertical line from here. So it intersects, so 3. Oh, sorry, it intersects 4. This is 4. So intersect 4 at this point. So here we just need to join them together. So to form a straight line, So take note of this shape that we have here. It form a straight line, and this also will form a straight line here. Okay, so we have completed this view. Alright, so the next thing that we are going to do, which is also important as we are told in the question, is to draw the surface development of this pipe Q. So this is square pipe Q. So, and this is square pipe P. So, and then the seam, as we are told, is here. So X here. Okay, so I'm going to renumber this. So I'm going to renumber this. I will now call this one. I will call this one. I will call this point. I will call it point 1. I call this point. I will call it 1. Then I will call this point. I will call it 2. So I will call it point 2, and this is point 3. So and then so you know you are supposed to have 4 sides. So which means that if I have completed this square, I'm supposed to have 4 somewhere around here. So that means I can put 4 here with 2. So 4 and 2, they are on the same point. So if you have completed it as a square, so now so we want to develop this. So and then so this center line here. So because this is a corner, so this line will be a thick line. So we make this line a thick line at once now. Alright, so we have this now. So we have completed it. Everything is done. And then okay, so here in the plan also, this line is supposed to be a thick line because there is a corner So there's a corner here. So this line is a thick line. So there's a corner here. So these 3 lines are thick lines. So we have completed now. So now let's do the surface development. So I'm making use of this space here. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line like this. Okay. Alright, so then I'm going to draw a vertical line at this point. So this is a vertical line. So we are developing this. So we are developing this pipe. So the length of side is 28. So if we are opening from this point 1 here, so we are going to put 1 here. So this is 1. Okay. So then that 28. So I still have this as 20. Oh. Okay. So okay. Alright. So that 28. I'm going to take the distance from here to here. It's not going to be 28. So we take the length of side from here to here. So this is what we are going to take. Okay. So which is what? Which is equal to 40. So length of side is now 40 as we have multiplied by 2. So this is 40 millimeters. So it is for that 40 that we are taking. So then we put the midpoint here at 1. So we are going to have 4 sides. So this is 1. And then so here is 2. And then this is 3. Then we have the 4th one. So here. Alright, so and then we number this. So we are going to have 1 on both sides. So we also have 1 here. Then what follows 1? We have 2 and 4. So this is 2 and this will be 4. And then we have 3 here in the middle. So let's take note of that. So now on each of these points we are going to erect a vertical line. So here we draw a vertical line here like this. So at this point, so we erect a vertical line. So also at this point, so we erect a vertical line here. So and then at this point, so we erect a vertical line. Alright, so we have this. So now, so we take the compass. So we put the pinpoint of the compass here at 1 along this straight line, not along this side. So we put it here. So and we extend to this point on to this point here. So we extend to this point. It's on 1. So we put it here at 1. Okay. So we make an arc here on line 1. And we also put it here at 1. So we make an arc here on line 1. So then, so for 2 and 4, so it is from here. So from this point to this point here. Okay, so we take this distance. Okay. Alright, so we have it here. So we put it here at 2. Then we make an arc here. Then we put it at 4 here. So we make an arc here. So last one for 3. So from this point on 3 to this point. So where this line touches the vertical square pipe. So we put it here. And then so we make an arc here. So all these points are the ones that we have to join together to have the surface development of pipe Q. So here we join this point together with a straight line. So you are not using French curve here. This is not a cylinder. So when it's come to the square prism, so we use straight lines. So we are joining this together. So like this. And then so we join this together. Alright, so then here we have to make this line a thick line. It's an edge. So we also make this line a thick line from here to here. Here we make this line a thick line. And then so this line, so we have to make it a thick line. Alright, so this is survey development of pipe Q as we are instructed. It's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to practice. So keep on practicing and God bless you.